Welcome back to Joy Recaps. Today, I'm going to explain an American thriller drama film named Joker of Gotham City. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. In such a city, where members of the lower and upper classes coexist but reject those from the lower class, the movie Joker is set. They have a high standard of living and despise the underprivileged. The protagonist of this movie, Arthur, resides in this city. He formerly resided with his mother. He cherished humor, and he aspired to excel as a comedian in the future. His ideal host was a former executive producer of a top comedy program. He wished that one day he would appear on that host's program. He used to put a lot of work into it. Then Arthur, holding a signboard, is displayed standing on the street for a company's advertisement. Some cheeky boys show up there, tease him, and steal his signboard before running away. Arthur has a clown's appearance. To reclaim his signboard, he chases those kids. He is forced to run and strike the signboard in the face by those kids. As a result, the signboard is damaged, and Arthur also receives excessive beating. He goes straight to his employer because he is discouraged. He recounts the entire incident of what the children did to him. But his boss reprimands him harshly. "Are you in your senses?" he asks. "How do the kids fare in that regard?" "I'm not going to pay your salary either," he adds. Being unconfident, Arthur is unable to speak favorably of himself in this situation. He leaves, feeling defeated. "Am I too bad that no one believes me?" he muses. He arrives at his house and starts to dance. Here, it is seen that he is physically frail. The following day, Arthur speaks with his coworker about those children. "It went wrong, and you should have had to take care of yourself," his coworker told him. He tells him to keep the gun in his possession while handing him the weapon. "You will benefit from this at this difficult time." Even though Arthur protests, the man forcibly hands him the gun. Arthur then departs for his home. He is in a bus, and a young child is seated in front of him. He makes an effort to amuse him. That boy then starts laughing aloud. It has his mother furious. "Go, don't bother us," she tells Arthur. However, Arthur begins to laugh about it. In fact, it is said that Arthur has a mental illness of some kind. He can't help but laugh, and he starts laughing everywhere. He hands that lady a card with information about his disease while they are both riding in a bus. He enters his home and starts taking his medication. Since he was struggling financially, this medication was actually uncommon. He therefore used to purchase this medication from the government pharmacy. When he visits his psychiatrist one day, she demands to see her diary and hears what she has been writing. She discovers a written statement in his diary that reads, "I don't want to die awfully as I have spent my life." When Arthur returns home, his mother queries him regarding any letters Thomas may have sent. "No," Arthur replies, "not today even." The character Thomas is depicted as an aristocratic businessman, and a lot of people are terrified of him. His mother assures him that once he learns about our situation, he will undoubtedly support us. The following day, as he is traveling back to his house, he comes across a single mother and her daughter. In time, Arthur grows to like him, but he goes back to his residence. Here, his mother inquires once more about the same letter. "He won't support us, and what's your relationship with him?" Arthur claims. It is noted that a single girl visits Arthur's home the following day. "I have noticed you pursuing me for a while now," she tells him. "Yes," Arthur responds. "I enjoyed you." That girl starts laughing about it. They quickly become friends with one another. Arthur is given the chance to work as a comedian once more by a platform. It is a hospital for kids. The moment Arthur starts dancing and moves toward the location, the gun pops out of his pocket. The entire faculty is perplexed, wondering what is causing him to keep this gun, and the children are all terrified. As the news spreads, he is also let go from this position. He tells his employer over the phone that it's only a toy gun. "Don't lie," his employer tells him. "Everything has been revealed to me by your coworker, that you removed this weapon from him on your own." Once more discouraged, Arthur believes his colleague forced him to give him the gun. Then, Arthur is seen riding a train back to his home. 3 businessmen are also present. Who were the Thomas men? A girl who is riding the train is being harassed by them. Arthur starts to laugh as a result of his mental illness. While he is laughing at them, those 3 men are thinking. His mouth is bleeding from the excessive beating he received. 3 of them didn't hear Arthur at all as he tried to explain his problem. In a combative manner, Arthur pulls a gun and shoots 3 of them. He runs away believing he has killed 3 people. He secludes himself in a restroom. At first, he was terrified, but now he starts to dance. It seemed like he had no regrets. He was content as well. As he approaches his home, TV is playing the news. There, Thomas is chatting. He claims that a clown killed the 3 people who were killed. "They were my men." Instead of feeling sorry for these 3 murderers, the poor people in this situation are supporting the clown, because they are staging a protest against the wealthy while dressing as clowns. From there, Arthur goes to see his psychiatrist. She explains that today is our final meeting, because the government no longer funds us, and I can't just treat you for free. Once more, Arthur is dejected. He leaves there feeling dejected. Then Arthur, a comedian, enters the scene and starts making people laugh. He can't even get them to laugh. He starts to laugh aloud in fear. As a result, his show is interrupted, and he returns to his home. As he enters the house, his mother calls out, "My son." Post his letter addressed to Thomas. When he reads it, Arthur doesn't believe it. Going to his mother, he asks, "Why did you keep it from me?" "My son," his mother exclaims to him, "I didn't intentionally do it. I had feelings for Thomas and we wanted to get married, but we also had feelings for each other. But he was from an aristocratic family, whereas I came from a poor one. Due to societal expectations, we chose not to get married." When Arthur meets his father, he departs. He arrives there and finds, behind the back of the gate is Thomas's own son. Arthur starts acting like a child in front of him. He also makes an effort to make him laugh. Thomas's housekeeper arrives in the interim. He advises the youngster not to converse with strangers, and he requests that Arthur go. "I'll leave after telling the truth," says Arthur. "My mother worked for Thomas House for 30 years. They used to get along well. And Thomas is the only person whose son I am. You and your mother are both crazy," the housekeeper tells him. He made up the details of this tale. Thomas is of no concern to him. When Arthur hears it, he becomes sick and departs. When he gets home, he learns that his mother had a medical emergency. She is then transferred to the hospital. He is sitting outside when 2 police officers arrive to speak with him. "Do you know about the 3 victims who were killed in the train?" they ask him. "No," Arthur says. "How can I be sure?" He is aware that a police officer asked the same question to her mother during an interview. His mother's health was compromised as a result. Inside, where that other single mother is also present, he approaches his mother. Then the news is broadcast on TV along with the same Arthur's favorite TV host. He starts admiringly watching the show of that comedian who was his ideal. His own face is immediately visible on the TV. In reality, Arthur's favorite comedian is mocking him. When Arthur in a comedy show lost control of his laughter. As a result, Arthur feels like my ideal is making fun of me, which causes him great harm. He is not believing in the motivation I received from him. When Thomas enters the home, news is being broadcast on TV. The situation in that city has gotten worse. Estrada have arrived on the highway wearing clown makeup. Additionally, they are demonstrating against the aristocracy. They are now very hostile toward one another, and they are all Thomas foes, which has Arthur very excited. All of them had dressed up as clowns. He perceives this as the first time anyone has praised his work. Currently, a theater was the scene of a revolt by the lower classes. In that theater, the aristocratic people were taking in a film. Police arrived there to put a stop to that riot, forbidding them, and Thomas was also there. Everywhere there is commotion. This gives Arthur the opportunity to enter the theater. He enters the theater's restroom, where Thomas had also been. "I'm your son," Arthur says to him politely as he approaches him. "You and my mother used to go places together, don't you recall?" "I don't know about any lady by this name," Thomas tells him, and he punches him hard, and his nose starts to bleed. After a while, Arthur returns home and gets a call from a police officer. Actually, they intended to question Arthur regarding the day those 3 men had died. Additionally, Arthur learns that his favorite comedian has asked him to appear on his show. The typical comedy clip of Arthur, which he had aired on his show, was actually. As a result, his show's popularity had risen. He is very excited because people loved it. He prepares to go there. He believes, however, that Thomas' domestic helper claimed my mother is insane. He then goes to the mental health facility where her mother received care. He asks them for his mother's medical history. He steals that file record and flees. The relationship between Arthur's mother and another person was revealed in a written statement. He used to physically abuse her. Arthur had also sustained a head injury at that time. So, he is currently afflicted with this illness. From there, he goes directly to his friend's single mother. She does not exist, as is made clear in this instance. She was merely an element in his fantasies. Arthur is very concerned about his mother's wound because he used to picture her. He strangles his mother to death with a pillow before going to the hospital. Upon entering the house, he discovers a photograph with the following statement written on its back. Thomas said, "I like your smile." And his mother was the owner of this picture. Here, he understands that his mother wasn't lying. He starts putting on his clown makeup. He is dejected and unperturbed by what is going on around him. Then his former colleague shows up there. He says, "I want to question you about the recent murder of your mother and the killing of 3 people in a train. They have returned to ruin their lives," Arthur believes. Here, he brutally kills a fellow employee. Then Arthur gets ready and dons his clown attire. He was now getting ready to attend the show of his favorite comedian. He is moving while dancing because he is so excited. Additionally, both police officers show up, who discovered the train accident. However, Arthur takes off running and boards a train. Additionally, a lot of people were wearing clown costumes. He is surrounded by too many people for police to search. When he has the opportunity, he leaves the area, and he attends the performance of his favorite comedian. Going in front of him, he queries, "Are you also rebelling against aristocratic people and dressing like a clown? Don't reveal me to the public besides this fact," Arthur begs him, "that I'm just a regular clown." Then their live broadcast begins. People who are watching him get excited and show their appreciation. There, Arthur's favorite comic poses the following query to him: "Why did you don the clown makeup and come here?" Clown responds, "I've always desired happiness. Additionally, I wish to spread happiness among people. I prefer to appear in this manner because people seem to like it." Additionally, he says something shocking here. In this live broadcast, he informs everyone that, "I killed the people who were killed in the train." He claims that he told you because so many impoverished people have died. The wealthy killed a lot of the poor people brutally. Has anyone paid attention? Has anyone spoken out against the upper class? Or let me know if any victims were overlooked. If I had killed a wealthy man, why are the people shouting at me? Isn't everyone treated equally in this world? Are there any specialties among the affluent? He claims that society has degenerated and that its people are egotistical. If you've asked me to participate in this show, it's not at all out of sympathy. You did it that way because my presence on your show was making it more popular. However, according to Arthur's favorite comedian, it is not at all. Arthur becomes enraged and exclaims, "Are you still lying?" Before anyone else can react, he shoots at him and kills him. People are frightened and begin to run outside. But in this picture, Arthur seems assured. He has no one to be afraid of. Police apprehend the clown Arthur for this offense. Police then start to transport him while loading him into the car. But Arthur notices that he is being helped along the way by numerous people. Some of them board the ambulance as he receives their support. And while speeding with the police car, they crash it. The clown has now emerged from the wrecked police car. He joins them by standing on the same vehicle. Everyone was admiring him and giving him joyful compliments. Enough of his mouth and nose were bleeding. However, he spreads his hand, curves the blood in a smile, and starts to laugh. Actually, it was a smile like that, one that hid sorrow and pain. He was now considered the ideal by everyone. In the end, people were complimenting him, so he was happy with it. Thomas enters the scene from the other side, who is leaving the city along with his son and current wife. But a clown shooting them with his gun from a distance kills them. He does not, however, hurt their son. The scene then switches to Arthur and a psychiatrist. He is giggling as well. And the psychiatrist says to him, "Why do you keep laughing mindlessly? You'll never be able to comprehend this feeling," Arthur tells her. He says it and steps outside. The bottom of his shoes were covered in blood. It reveals the transformation of a pious man into a murderer. The lesson learned from the story is this: if he is treated poorly, the innocent victim turns into the victimizer. Too much pain and agony caused him to lose interest. He was now sincerely happy with his life. Additionally, this scene marks the end of the film.